Welcome to today's broadcast of Carroll High School Athletics. This is CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Now, here are your Carroll Chargers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Austin Fox with CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports, getting set to bring you tonight's softball game between your Carroll Lady Chargers and the Bishop Luers Knights. And tonight's game is going to be under gray clouds tonight, windy, and with just a hint of a sprinkle every now and then. Going to go ahead and start out with your starting lineups for the Bishop Luers Knights. Leading things off and playing shortstop, number 3, Miranda Mallett. Playing in left field and batting second, number 25, Katie Jagodinski. Batting third and catching, number 9, Julie Hayes. Pitching and batting cleanup, number 20, Darlie McFan. And first batting fifth, number 28, Kayla Garrod. And batting sixth and playing second, number 16, Natalie Raw. And center field, batting seventh, number 8, Morgan Eckert. And over in third, batting eighth, Liberty McCourtney. She is number 18. And finally, batting last, right fielder, number 11, Emily Hayes. And that is the starting lineup for the Lady Knights of Bishop Luers. And for your Carroll Chargers, batting first, the center fielder, number 6, Emily Catanzarite. Batting second, number 18, and playing in right, Casey Kirk. Batting third and playing first, number 3, Molly Collins. Batting cleanup and playing the shortstop, number 10, Ashley Unger. Playing as catcher tonight and batting fifth, number 20, Ashley Lewis. Over at third will be number 9, Kristen Johnson. Batting seventh and on the mound tonight for the Chargers, number 21, Maddie Reimscheissel. And batting eighth is number 17, Brianne Hand. And finally, and the last person up is Alexis Bediak. She's over at second, number 5. So that is your starting lineups. We're just about ready to get underway with the first pitch. Again, with the rain that we've been having and the cold weather, we'll see how the bats go on tonight, and something that is going to be important to look at. So getting ready, and the first pitch is on the way, and it is a ball, and we are underway. Here comes the second pitch. That's also a ball from Ryan Scheissel, the pitcher. Ram Chisel. I messed that one up. Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball into right, going over, and that is going to fall in, going near the wall, and a double to lead off the game by Miranda Mallett. She doubles over into right center field, right in between the gap between right fielder Casey Kirk and center fielder Emily Catanzarite. Kirk almost had a play on it, but was just off the ball, and a leadoff double for Miranda Mallett, and that will bring up Katie Jagodinski. And the first pitch, after a steal, we got a safe at stealing third. Miranda Mallett, after the first pitch was dropped out of the catcher's Lewis's hand. Ashley Lewis dropped the pitch, even though it's a strike, and that allowed Mallett to steal third, and there's another strike. So 0-2 now on Katie Jagodinski as she gets set. Again, already with a runner on third. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And running over after that was a dropped third strike, quickly throwing her out, Ashley Lewis, and there's one away. And that will bring up number 9, Julie Hayes, the catcher for the Lady Knights. Again, Miranda Mallett doubled in to lead off the game and stole third on a drop first strike. Again, already the weather's starting to play factors. Here's a ground ball right to the third baseman, and no play made as number 9, Kristen Johnson, the third baseman, was getting set to throw it over to first and try and get Julie Hayes out. Quickly realized that Miranda Mallett was off base and tried to make the tag but could not make it in time. And now there are runners on the corners with still only one out. Breaking to the plate, number 20 for the Bishop Luers Knights, Darby McFan. And Kate Pashta coming in to run over at first base instead of Julie Hayes. First pitch on the way is a ball, and so it's 1-0 on Darby McFan. She is the opposing pitcher, so it's counterpart to counterpart. Darby McFan is batting cleanup, and she swings and misses. And now there's a long throw. They get the runner at second, but they're not going to get Miranda Mallett coming home. And that looked like it was a design play to send the runner, and a good throw from Ashley Lewis to get out the runner. Cassie Pachka, and so now there are 2 outs, and there's a foul ball back into the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Already Bishop Luers a strike early on a designed, it seemed, steal that would force Ashley Lewis to throw it all the way over to second and give Miranda Mallett essentially a free pass to home. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here's a fly ball into shallow center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Alexis Badiak was coming over to make it the shortstop, and both she and center fielder Emily Catanzarite could not figure out apparently who to make the catch, because it just fell right in the middle of both of them, and that's going to allow for a base hit for Kayla Gyron. There's the first pitch, a strike. Again on a very cold, windy day. Second pitch, a little high. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As most of the players out there, some of them are out there in sweatshirts. Swing and a miss. Foul, just a foul ball as, Kayla Guran now at bat. That was Darby McFan, the pitcher, who singled. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Farm Shizzle gets set. Swing and a miss. And no, they're going to say it's a foul ball instead. So we'll do it again on 1-2 with 2 away. Here's a pitch. And there's a ball inside, so it's 2-2. The 2-2 is high again, so 3-2, and getting ready for the payoff pitch with a runner on first with 2 outs. Could potentially be a huge inning for the Knights, but here's a ground ball right to Kristen Johnson at third, and she throws a perfect toss over to Molly Collins at first to get Garanda, and that will do it for the first half inning. The Knights strike first, scoring a run. Back in a moment with the bottom first half in just a moment. This is Austin Fox for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Back getting ready for the bottom of the first half of the inning.
Number 6, Emily Cantanzarite.
And Emily Cantanzarite coming up to bat first, leading off the center fielder. The first pitch is going to be just high. And there's 1 ball and no strikes early on to Cantanzarite. Cantanzarite, a freshman, also doubles as a shortstop every once in a while. She takes her second pitch as a ball. It's 2-0. Here's a pitch, and there's the first strike thrown of the game by pitcher Darby McFan. Here's the pitch, and that was way inside, 3-1, and McFan, at least for these 4 pitches, struggling to get her control. And another good question to ask with the weather as cold as it is, at some point, as there's a ground ball right to the shortstop, throw is in time, and so Emily Cantanzarite grounds out to short, and there's 1 away, and that will bring up for the Chargers Casey Kirk, the right fielder. Here's the pitch, and she hits a fly ball right to the left fielder, and it is dropped. And because of the wet grass, the left fielder fell down. I don't know if she had trouble getting her footing around her in left field as she was trying to make the catch. Left fielder, again, Katie Jagodinski was over there, and the ball tipped off the front of her glove. And then when she was recovering to get it, she slipped, and a huge puddle of water just cascaded around her. And the Chargers get a break as Casey Kirk goes to second off an error. Here's the pitch. First one. There's a ball. It's going to be 1-0. But the Chargers get a break. And there's a ground ball down the first base line that will send Kirk over to third as Collins grounds out, almost a sacrifice ground out, and that will bring up number 10, Ashley Unger, the shortstop, with a chance to tie this game up here in the first inning, trailing 1-0.
And number 10, Ashley Unger.
As here comes a pitch from McFan, and that's way outside. So it's 1-0. But going back to the cold weather, be interesting to see on how much control these pitchers have. If at any point their fingers start to get numb, there's ball 2. And then with the field conditions, we already saw it hurt Bishop Luers when Katie Jagodinski fell down in left field trying to recover a drop fly ball. And there's a fly ball into the gap. This one all the way to the wall in left center. That is going to tie the game, and Unger is going to have a stand-up double all the way into left center field. And the Chargers have tied it up, still threatening, with number 20, Ashley Lewis, the catcher, coming up to the plate. Got a great pitch to hit, and Unger just rips it all the way into left center. That one didn't come down till it hit the warning track.
Number 20, Ashley Lewis.
And the first pitch coming from McFan is going to be just high. It's 1-0. On deck is number 9, Kristen Johnson. And there's a ground ball right to the second baseman. Easy pickup and toss, and that will do it for inning number 1. We've been through one. The Chargers tied it up 1-1. Back in a moment. This is Austin Fox for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Start of the second inning. And coming up, number 16, Natalie Raw, and she hits a ground ball off the first pitch right up the middle to lead off the top of the second, and now that is twice in a row the Luers have gotten lead-off hits from Maddie. The pitcher, Maddie Remscheisel. And now coming up to the plate, number 8, center fielder Morgan Eckert. Getting ready with a runner on first, way inside on Eckert. The 7th batter in the rotation with Liberty McCartney, the third baseman, on deck, and Emily Hayes, the right fielder, in the hole. Here's the pitch, and almost was going for the bunt, but they do get a strike called. They're going to call that a... He called it a strike, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a ground ball right over to Ashley. Oh my goodness, Alexis Badiak had a chance for a double play, and as she tossed it to second baseman for the Chargers, Ashley Unger picked it up, and as she tossed it to the second baseman, Alexis Badiak dropped it, and so now there are runners on first and second because of the Alexis Badiak error, and now we got a butt. And picking it up, the throw to third, and she is out. What a good toss from the catcher, Ashley Lewis, as she was able to throw out the runner going to third. Yeah, that was Natalie Raw who led this game off. And another toss down to third again. Another ground ball, and once again the Chargers are able to get the runner out on third. And that will bring up number 3, Miranda Mallett. Who doubled to lead off the first inning with 2 outs. Here's the pitch, first one called strike. So the Chargers are able to get 2 key outs so far in this inning with runners on first and second. The first was on a sac bunt, and Ashley Lewis was able to throw out the runner to get the first out, and then that nice ground ball was able to get Liberty McCartney out as well. So Morgan Eckert out as well. So huge. And there's a fly ball into left. That is going to be playable. Is she going to fall down and catch it? No. A great catch over in left field by the left fielder, Breanne Hand. And that will do it for inning number 1.5. We go to the bottom of the first. Luers don't score any runs despite putting 2 on. We'll be back in a moment. This is Austin Fox for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
All right, we're back ready to start the bottom of the second inning. Leading off, the third baseman, freshman number 9, Kristen Johnson. And the Chargers have a chance if they can get something going to take the lead. Remember, back in just the top of the first, only a few minutes ago, the Luers, with nobody out, had runners on first and second and looked ready to break the game wide open in really a span of about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, the Chargers are able to turn that around, and the Luers end up stranding 2 runners on first and second and not scoring any runs. So first pitch to Johnson is a ball, as that one actually bounces up in the dirt and off of the catcher. So they're going to exchange softballs and do it again. And then, I made that mistake. Kristen Johnson is a senior, as there's a foul ball. It's 1-1, and she and Molly Collins are the staple of this team. Also, Kristen Johnson, who plays third, can pitch as well. She pitched somewhat last season. As her alternate position is a pitcher. And now we've got a delay going on for some apparent reason.
Catcher in the bullpen had to have a mask on.
And the catcher, they're going to say, in the bullpen had to have a mask on. So now that that's all taken care of, we get set for the 1-1. McFan sets and delivers, and that came awfully close to hitting Kristen Johnson. It'll be 2-1. It looked like it did there for a moment. There's a 2-1, and that's going to be outside. It's 3-1. So a chance for a leadoff walk for Johnson against Darby McFan, who has really struggled with her control. Here's the pitch. That's inside, and Kristen Johnson has a leadoff walk to bring Maddie Rimchisel to the plate.
Charge number 4, Maddie Rimchisel.
So it'll be pitcher to pitcher here. Is the first pitch taken outside for a ball.
Yeah, it's all in strike.
And he take that back. He called it a strike. So it's on 1. Here's a pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. 0-2. So with Kristen Johnson leading on first, Maddie Rimchisel down in the count 0-2, and nearly got Kristen Johnson, who is taking off, and Rimchisel strikes out to bring up Brianne Hand. And that time,
Now for the Chargers,
the pitcher Darby McFan really just put 3 pitches right down the middle of the plate. Here's a pitch. It's a shallow fly ball. It's going to get over the shortstop's head. And then the center fielder fumbling with it, but picks it up in time before Johnson escapes to third. We'll put runners on first and second and bring up the number 9 hitter, Alexis Bediak. Again, with a chance to take the lead with a runner in scoring position. Again, that was the shortstop, Miranda Mallet, who was trying to get over and make a play on it. It just got over her head. And so the Chargers get a base hit from Hand, and with a chance to potentially take the lead here in the bottom of the second with only 1 out and the top of the order coming up with Emily Catanzarite. Here's a set from McFan on the way, and that looked like it was a slap that missed, and it's on 1.
It is. She's a slapper.
Here's the pitch, and that one came awfully close to hitting Bediak, and so it'll be 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out on Bediak with runners on first and second and a chance for an RBI here. Here's the pitch. And she'll take another strike. And trying to do something they call in softball as a slap, and that is running out of the box and making contact with the ball at the same time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that one's going to go low. It's 2-2. So Bediak stays alive. Again with Emily Catanzarite on deck, and there is somebody warming up. It's number 21, Allison Smith, a freshman. Allison Smith warming up in the bullpen right now. And that one's going to drop off the catcher. She's going to throw it over the third, and it's over. The third baseman's head, and the left fielder, she couldn't handle the throw either, and that's going to score Kristen Johnson and take Brianne Hand over to third, and the Chargers lead 2-1. Again, the Chargers get a break. It was a bad throw from the Knights catcher, as it's now 3-2 on Bediak. The catcher making a terrible throw, Julie Hayes, right over Liberty McCartney, who was playing over at third. her head, and then left fielder Katie Jagodinski, who has already had an error over and left after she dropped a fly ball, mishandled that one, and there's a foul ball off of Bediak. It'll be 3-2, so they'll do the payoff pitch again, but the Chargers still threatening. With only one out and a runner on third, a huge chance to take a 2-run lead here early in the contest. Here's a pitch. And they're going to call strike 3. That one looked like it was a little outside at first, but the ump says it was a strike just over the outside part of the plate for strike 3. That will bring to the plate Emily Catanzarite. And with 2 outs and a runner on third, she has a chance for an RBI. She takes a pitch outside. And she'll take a strike, so it's 1-1. On deck, Casey Kirk, who reached on an error and eventually scored to tie the game at 1-1. And that pitch is going to get away from Julie Hayes, but the runner will not be sent from third, as that was well covered. And again, have to wonder, is the weather getting to pitcher Darby McFan, because she is struggling with her location. Here's the pitch, arrow, and that's a foul ball. As Catanzarite really took a swing at that one, and it just caught off the inside part of her bat as she came around there super quick. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board as she'll step back in awaiting the pitch. And that is a ball 3. That's low and in. And Chargers still threatening with a runner on third. Never like to see runners stranded. And she'll try that one out in the right field. That one will fall in right in front of the left fielder for the night. Excuse me, the right fielder of the Knights. Emily Hayes could not quite make the play on it, and so a single by Emily Catanzarite will give the Chargers a 3-1 lead over the Knights. As Casey Kirk steps back in. Again, she helped the Chargers get their first one when she hit a fly ball out into left that was dropped. And as long as you put the ball in the play, it's going for a steal. It's not even close. It's all the way over into center field, and that is going, that is going to send Emily Catanzarite over to third, but she stumbled right before she got third, and that had to be hard. And a ground ball by Casey Kirk with a runner on third will end the inning, so that will do it. But the Chargers do some damage. They scored 2. They lead 3-1. We'll be back with the top of the third in just a moment. This is Austin Fox for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader.
Top of the third, and the offense gave Maddie Rumchisel some firepower in that last inning, adding 2 runs to their total to give the Chargers a 3-1 lead. And as number 25, Katie Jagodinski, the left fielder who struck out at her first at bat, comes to the plate, took first pitch as a ball and a second one as a strike, so it'll be 1-1. Again, Jagodinski's really struggled today as she'll hit a ground ball right in front of the mound. Picked up by Luers and got Jagodinski by less than a footstep. That was close. Almost could have went either way, but the first base umpire calls out number 1 on Katie Jagodinski, who grounds out to first. And her struggles for the day continue thus far. To bring up Julie Hayes, the catcher. Here's the pitch. It's a ball inside, 1-0. Right now, Allison Smith, the freshman who was warming up, has sat down, so there's a swing and a miss. 1-1. That was not a good pitch, but Remshizzle getting Julie to chase that one was upstairs by the letters, and she went after it and missed. Here's the pitch. That went up by the head, but right down the middle, 2-1. Fly ball foul right over near the bleachers. Speaking of the bleachers today, not a whole lot of fans have turned out to watch this showdown between the Knights and Chargers. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hayes with nobody on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's low, 3-2. Coaches for the Chargers, head coach Donetta Bentley in her first year as head coach, taking over for Dave Myers as there's a walk. And the head coach for the Bishop Luers is Jeff Dahl. So a 1-out walk after to bring up Darby McFan, the pitcher. He's given up 3 runs, would certainly like to try and get some of that back as she hits a pop-up right to Ashley Unger, who drops it. And there's nobody on second, and it's a foot race, but able to pick it up and get Julie Hayes out at second. The shortstop number 10, Ashley Unger, that was hit right to her, and she dropped it, but was able to get back in time. So Darby McFan is going to reach on a fielder's choice to bring up Kayla Gorod, and the first pitch. And now's the first pitch. We get a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Kayla Garan with 2 outs. And the official ruling on that last play is going to be an error, but a fielder's choice, I believe. 2 balls and 1 strike as that pitch way high. And the 2-1 is dropped, and that will send McFan, the pitcher, over to second. And now Kayla Garad now has a chance to bring home a run. Three balls, 1 strike. Rem Shizzle sets, fires, strike 2. Full count, payoff pitch coming. And it is high for a ball 4. So now we'll bring up Natalie Raw, who singled to lead off the top of the second inning. She ended up getting thrown out at third off a force out, but followed by Morgan Eckert getting thrown out at third, and then Miranda Mallett flied out to end the inning.
Number 2, number 16, Natalie Rao.
So Natalie Rao coming to the plate with runners on first and second. First pitch is a foul ball. That was just about ready to go fair before it trickled down out of play. She'll step back in and get set. And pitch. And they're going to say that is a ball, as it looked like Natalie Rowe had come through the zone off that swing. And I think the manager for the Chargers letting him know about it as he looks at the dugout. Here's a pitch, foul ball. 1-2, do it again. So maybe a little bit of dissension going on over on the Carroll side of things, as they thought it should be 0-2 instead of 1-2. But Rimschizzle will get set for the 1-2 with 2 outs. Here's a pitch. High, it's 2-2. Again, the Luers trailing by 2 here in the top of the third. There's a fly ball playable for Badiak, and she makes the catch to end inning number 3. We go to the bottom of the third. The Chargers have Molly Collins coming up.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Molly Collins steps in as the leadoff hitter of bottom inning of number 3. Looking to get things started off on a right note as she'll foul that one off her foot. 0-1, and she came around the zone quickly. She went swinging for the fences. 0-1. Again, Molly Collins, a senior, almost a staple of this team as one of the seniors, as she'll foul that one away again as well. Hoping to potentially lead the Chargers to an NHC conference title. She, along with Kristen Johnson, are going to be the faces of this team as far as seniors go. Here's the pitch. She'll hit a fly ball right to the first baseman, who drops it. First baseman, 28, Kayla Garrod, had a play on the ball, and she dropped it. And so Molly Collins gets to first. Boy, that was
Number 10, Ashley Unger.
as Ashley Unger, who doubled in her last at-bat. Molly Collins getting to first with a little bit of relief as Unger ground ball over to the third baseman, and nope, they're going to call it foul before she can throw out Unger. So it's 0-1. And Unger hoping to potentially repeat what she did at her first at-bat, and that was a double over into right center field. Here's the pitch. Shows a fly ball, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. That was into shallow right. And nicely done by Ashley Unger, getting a single, so she's now 2 for 2. And I will bring up Ashley Lewis, the catcher, to the plate. Ashley Lewis to the plate. With runners on first and second and nobody out. Here's the pitch, and she'll slice that one down the first base line out of play. It's 0-1. On deck, Kristen Johnson, who was walked in her first at-bat. As McFadden gets a new ball and gets set. Here's the pitch. And there's strike 2 on Lewis. Lewis was unable to get a base hit on her last at-bat. Would like to change things around in this one. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. So it's a 1-2-3 for Ashley Lewis, and that will bring up Kristen Johnson. And if anything, like to get a walk to load the bases for pitcher Maddie Rimschizzle, who struck out in her first at-bat. And there's a fly ball that is caught, dropped. No, it is dropped by the center fielder. That will load the bases as Kristen Johnson reaches on an air, and that is now a couple of drops by these outfielders we've seen for Bishop Luers. Center fielder Morgan Eckert had a bobble in and out of her glove and onto the grass in the outfield, loading the bases for pitcher Maddie Rimschissel.
Maddie Rimschissel.
So Chargers with a huge chance, and we get a ground ball. Picked up. No! The throw getting away from catcher Julie Hayes. Darby McFan, 2 runs will score. Another error as Rimschissel ends up on second. But she really just hit this little roller, and coming over, McFan picked it up and then threw a laser to Julie Hayes that she had no chance of getting. And it went way past Hayes, and that allowed Ashley Luers to score Ashley Unger to score as well as Molly Collins. Molly Collins came in from third, Unger from second. And that will bring up Brianne Hand, and Maddie Rimschissel will get all the way over to second as we got a substitution coming in, number 2. Mackenzie DePrimier, the freshman, coming in to run over at second for Rimschissel, the pitcher, and the first pitch a strike to Hand, who singled in the last at bat. So Chargers have had a good bottom third again. They've added 2 runs, and they're still threatening with only 1 out. Runners on second and third. 1 ball with 1 strike to Hand. Here's a pitch. Strike 2, it's 1-2. Alexis Bediak on deck. Here's a pitch. And that one just about got away from Hayes. It's 2-2. That'll even a count. Hayes can potentially add 2 more runs if she puts this one in play. Here's the pitch. She hit a fly ball deep into left. That one is going to stay fair. Excuse me, that was into right. That's going to stay fair. And Hand will have a double. That will score 2 more. And the Chargers lead 7-1. Bringing up Alexis Bediak with only 1 out. And Brianne Hand now is singled and doubled. Again, that one just stayed fair down the right field line. There was no chance the right fielder for the Luers, Emily Hayes, was going to get to it.
Number 5, Alexis Bediak.
And Bediak coming to the plate. Here's a pitch. And they're going to call that one a foul as she tried to slap that one forward, but just couldn't quite get out of the batter's box potentially and might have made it. The thing that Alexis Bediak has is speed, and they're trying to utilize that when they bring her up to the plate for that kind of play, and she almost got it done that time. There's the pitch, and this time right back to the mound, but will send Hand over to third, so really about a sack slap there. Guess that's what you would call it. Putting Brianne Hand on third and bringing up Emily Catanzarite, who singled in her first at-bat, and she'll try to bring the lead up to 7, as they already lead by 6, 7-1. No balls, 1 strikes, and here's the pitch. Outside. And getting ready for the next one. Low, it's 1-1. 2-1 now on Emily Catanzarite with Casey Kirk on deck. And she'll hit a ground ball. That is safe over at first. And that will score Brianne Hand, and Emily Catanzarite has an infield single in her third at-bat.
Now for the Chargers, number 18, Casey.
And Casey Kirk, who reached on an air, was unsuccessful in her second attempt at reaching base. Right now, the Chargers, if they can put the ball in play, they've got a pretty good chance to run or score some runs. And as they've been able to do that often today, here's the pitch. Ooh, that was a sharp ground ball that goes foul right past the third baseman. It's 1-1. Again, with Casey Cook on deck, Chargers still have a chance to add more runs. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The Chargers have been extremely successful putting the ball in play, and the Bishop Luers Knights are struggling to make plays when they're there. And there's a line drive right over the first baseman, Caleb Gerard, and she's able to make the catch to end the inning. But the Chargers do more damage. They score 5 runs. We go to the top of the 4th. This is Austin Fox for CSBN.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
All right, coming to the plate to lead off, it is number 21, and that is actually going to be a substitution. Kate Ponchka. She'll be coming in, it appears, for Morgan Eckert. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second one on the way. That's a third one on the way. It's now 2-1. Rim Chisholm has worked 3 innings and only given up 1 run. Would like to keep it going here and not let the Luers get anywhere close. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2. And the substitution, another substitution for the Bishop Luers Knights is number 12, Emily Rowe, coming in for Julia Hayes behind the mound. And there's a fly ball that will lead to a double for Kate Ponchka, and the senior outfielder able to get something done. We'll bring up number 18, Liberty McCartney. So Kate Ponchka gets it done off of that pitch hit. And with Liberty McCartney, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the second, will come back up to the plate. Here's the pitch. High. 1-0. And there's been some activity occasionally down in the bullpen, but nothing for certain yet. Here's a fly ball, almost caught. That will end up scoring a run, potentially a triple. No, holding up at second is McCourtney. She'll double all the way over into center. But only a step away was center fielder Emily Catanzarite, stretching herself to her limit trying to make the catch. Couldn't quite do it though, and it leads to a Luers run and another runner on second. And now there's a ground ball right to the mound and right to Molly Collins for the first out. And now apparently we've got the resubbed Julia Hayes back in for Emily Raw, who came into the game as a fielder. And there's a pitch, foul ball, 0-1, and all right, here's the pitch, and we got a strike on the outside corner. What a great pitch by Maddie Rimschizzle. It's 0-2. So a little bit of confusion with the subbing in, but apparently, as that one fouled back into the backstop, that Julia Hayes had come in as a fielder, and then they re-subbed her out after she came in. It's all very confusing. So we'll kind of see how it all turns out in the rest of the game, whether or not number 12 Emily Rowe really came in. There's a ground ball right to the third baseman. They are going to toss out the runner, but a run also scores. And the Luers have added 2 more runs. They've cut the lead to 5, 8-3. As Emily Rowe coming to the plate. And here's the pitch, and that will do it for inning number 3.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Chargers lead 8-3. Back in a moment. This is Austin Fox for CSBN.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Collins to lead off the bottom of the 4th, and she'll hit a base hit right up the middle. First pitch, no hesitations, and nobody has a chance. A leadoff single for Collins, who reached on an error in her last at-bat. And now coming out to the plate, number 10, Ashley Unger, who has doubled and singled. The Chargers just about got through all 9 hitters in inning number 3. They came one short of going full circle with Molly Collins, but they got another ground ball and out. Boy, that was close. That was very close. That shortstop, number 3 for the Knights, had come over to play that. Miranda Mallett, who had come over to play that. The throw was low from pitcher Darby McFan, and it looked like she had bobbled it, but she was able to recover it in time. There's the pitch, foul ball. That went just going foul for Ashley Lewis. So that means Unger will reach on a fielder's choice. And with 1 out, still only a runner on first. Lewis struck out in her second at-bat. And would like to get something positive here in her third. Here's the pitch. And the steal. Out! So Ashley Unger is tagged out, and that one was almost kind of a luck play there for number 3, Miranda Mallett. It was not a good throw from the catcher, Julie Hayes, and she was somehow able to catch it, and just the course of the way things were going somehow tag her, and there was 1 ball and 1 strike. Instead of what was originally on the scoreboard, no balls and 2 strikes. So it's all been very confusing, as there's a strike, 1 and 2. So the Chargers got a runner on first, but so far it's been all they've been able to do. As getting set for the 1-2, here's the pitch. Outside 2-2. Again, it would appear as if Darby McFan is leading off of the Luers in the top of the 5th. Got a ground ball right to the second baseman. Easy toss, inning over. Chargers do not score. They did get a runner on first before they were caught running out. And we go to the top of the 5th. Back in a moment, you're listening to CSB and the worldwide leader in Charger Sports. It's Chargers 8, Luers 3.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
First pitch is a line drive by Julia Hayes right to Kristen Johnson for the first out. And that will immediately bring up the pitcher Darby McFan, who reached on a fielder's choice in her last AB.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And another one-pitch hit. There's a long throw in time. Great throw from shortstop Ashley Unger over to Molly Collins. And Rimshizzle likes these one-pitch, one-out. Gets the innings quickly. And through 2 pitches, 2 outs, at least here in the top of the 5th. Bring up Caleb Giron. Fakes the bunt, then hits a pop fly right to Unger. And it's 3 pitches to get through this inning. 1, 2, and 3. Luers don't score. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Chargers 8, Luers 3.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th, Kristen Johnson, and she quickly flies out into shallow left where the shortstop, Miranda Mallett, makes the easy catch as the lights are coming on here. And coming up to the plate will be Maddie Rimshizzle. She got all the way over to second thanks to a throwing error. And otherwise, her first at bat was a strikeout. So she's 0 for 1 officially on the scoreboard. Takes an early 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's
fair.
And they're going to call it fair. That one stayed right on the line. Nobody wanted to pick it up for the Knights. And so essentially getting a free pass. Rimshizzle will trot down over to first with now a runner on first. As number 2 for the Chargers, Mackenzie DePremio, is now coming in to run. As quickly takes a ball. And another ball. It's 2-0. So the Chargers would like to get 5 runs in this inning and end this game a little early. Here's the pitch. High. Again, Mackenzie DePremio really threatening over at second. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike. And DePremio is going to be called out. She was caught. And that was a strike. It's now 3-1. So now there are 2 outs, and the Chargers don't have anybody on, and the chances of scoring 5 runs in this inning appear to be slim. Here's the pitch. Inside 3-1. Excuse me, that's a ball. It's 4-1. As that will actually send Brianne Hand over to first with Alexis Bediak coming up to the plate. She will take she goes for that one and misses. It's 0-1. Again, with Alexis Bediak in the bottom of the order and trying to get her to do something different when she's at the plate and slap at the ball, she has struggled at times. One ball, 1 strike. Bediak trying to get something going for the Chargers and maybe get that 5 runs. She starts by that nice hit, and that will be a single, an infield single for Bediak. Nicely done. Nicely done by Bediak. We'll send Catanza right to the plate. And she'll take the first pitch as a ball with Casey Kirk on deck. So Bediak could have gotten something started here with that play right there, and Catanzaro trying to continue as she'll swing and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Chargers do have runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, that's not a good sign, as she'll ground out to first to end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Chargers still leading by 5. This is Austin Fox for CSBN, the World Weather and Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Started the top of the 6th, and at one point the sun had come out, but now it's re-hid under the clouds. As number 6 for the Knights coming to the plate. First one glancing off of Lewis's glove and into the backstop. It's number 16, and that's Natalie Rowe. So Rim Chisel gets set and fires. Ball 2, 2-0. Chargers could not get any runs going in their last couple of innings. We'll try and change that when they get back to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. If not, they will try and hold on to win this in regulation. As a swing and a miss. Swing and a foul ball. It's 2-1. In the past and in past years, the Chargers have held leads going into late games and have found a way to lose the lead, and that's at times. And again, they don't want to do that here today. Here's the pitch, fly ball, way out of play down the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Natalie Rowe, the second baseman. So we'll step back in. Again, the Chargers have not done bad tonight, as there's a ground ball right to Rim Chisel for the first out, bringing Morgan Egger to the plate. But Chargers have not done bad tonight in the defensive category, as with the wet field and starting with the bottom of the 6th. First pitch was a ground out, but then Molly Collins has an inside the park home run to give the Chargers a 9-3 lead. She hit the fly ball right past the right fielder. Right fielder missed it, and just all sorts of miscommunications. And Molly Collins has an inside the park home run. Chargers lead by 6 here in the bottom of the 6th. This pitch. Fly ball. This one back towards the wall, but caught on the run by the left fielder, Katie Jagodinski. She kind of comes back and saves herself after she dropped it earlier. Her fly ball, but this one was on the run, and she was able to make a nice catch off a good swing by Unger. And that will bring up Ashley Lewis, and now we've got a substitution.
For them? For you? All right. 8 for 20.
And we've got a substitution. Instead of Ashley Lewis, it'll be that's Bishop Luers. Number 8, Danny Snyderwine, the junior, coming to the plate as a pinch hitter instead of Ashley Lewis.
Second leader lineup for the Chargers.
With 2 outs.
Right. Danny Snyderwine.
So the Chargers appear to have this win wrapped up. Of course, only one more half inning to go. If they don't get 4 more runs, here's the pitch. It's high. It's 1-0. If not, still got another half inning to go. 4 more outs till this one is over with. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Again, still on deck for the Chargers is Kristen Johnson, the third baseman. We're in inning bottom number 6. Here's a pitch. Snyderwine ground ball, and that will do it for the bottom six as Snyderwine grounds out to first. We'll go to the top of the seventh. Chargers trying to take home a W here tonight. This is Austin Funks for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Getting ready to start the top of the seventh inning. Emily Hike coming in for Emily Katanzarite in the outfield. And we have one more half inning to go.
You get the 20 ring in her catcher.
As Ashley Lewis did come back in as catcher instead of Danny Snyderwan, who had subbed in for the pinch hit. Here we go. Here's the first pitch of the top of the seventh. That's going to be a little high, and it's now 1-0.
Now batting for the Knights, number 11, Emily Hayes.
As Emily Hayes batting for the Knights. Shizzle with the pitch inside.
First. No, they don't have. Oh.
2-0. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to Molly Collins that stays fair, and there's one away. So now only two more away from this one being over, but we get back to the top of the order for the Knights with number 3, Miranda Mallett, coming to the plate.
Number 3, Miranda Malata.
Alec Malott, I'm not sure. We'll never see him again.
As the pitch getting set from Rimshizzle. Here it comes. Fly ball pop up. Kristen Johnson, no. Oh, and it's dropped by Ashley Unger. One of the few mistakes she's made tonight. Looked as Kristen Johnson was calling for it, and then Unger called Johnson off of it, and then it bounced off the heel of her glove and onto the dirt. And so Miranda Mallett will reach first off an air. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Well, it almost seemed if we'd get through another 1-2-3 inning again, as Rimshizzle had retired the last 7 batters she had faced. Here's the pitch. That's high. It's 1-1. On deck is Julie Hayes. Katie Jagodinsky at the plate. Here's the pitch.
Emily Raw.
Excuse me, Emily Raw, and there's a nice swing by Raw. That will bring and out. Emily Raw was trying to get over to second, but a perfect tag by Ashley Unger, and there's 2 away with Miranda Mallett standing on third. Raw put a good swing on the ball, and as she was trying to get over to second, she
What was that? Short?
was about a
Short or third?
I thought it was 6-3 or 6-4.
Okay. 2 outs.
So now there are 2 outs, and the Chargers 1 away from victory here tonight.
That's a good play. After she got that good play.
There's a strike. It's 0-1
Dumb to try to stretch it.
as Julie Hayes at bat. Ground ball foul, and Miranda Mallett, luckily that one didn't careen off her foot there. Came awfully close. So no balls and 2 strikes on Julie Hayes.
Okay. Set her down.
So Rimshizzle can get this inning over with right here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Game over. And that's always the way you like to end a win, with a strikeout, and Rimshizzle does it. The Chargers win 9-3. We'll be back in a moment with the postgame show. This is Austin Foss for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
This is Austin Fox for CSBN. CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports, getting set for your postgame show. The Chargers win tonight 9-3. The Carroll Chargers trailed early 1-0, but that was only after a half inning of play. They got right back, tied it up in the bottom first, 1-1. Then added 2 more in the second. In the third, they blew up, adding 5 more runs. Maddie Rimshizzle pitched an outstanding game tonight, only allowing 3 runs, and retiring at 1.7 batters in a row. And for that, Matty Rimschissel, who was in serious competition with Ashley Unger for the Player of the Game, wins the Player of the Game award. The Bishop Luers Knights had chances, but too many errors on playable balls ultimately led to their demise, and that was the story on them. So that does it for tonight's broadcast. We'll see you later, Charger fans. For Austin Fox and CSBN, saying so long.
You've been listening to Chargers Softball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.